What changes have you made in your approach and in the book from the first edition to the new edition?
Well, one of the things is I mentioned the cultural things, and I've had the chance to travel. The book became like a magic carpet for me. It was popular and it was translated into a lot of languages, and that would lead to invitations to travel. So I got to go and deal with the stories one-to-one because I worked in labs kind of where they would bring scripts in from a particular country, and I would work with them, and I saw, boy, there are really big differences in what people think is important. So I took a step back from my Hollywood cultural assumptions. Like, we assume the hero is going to win. We want him to win or her to win. We want everything to be resolved neatly at the end. And these are arbitrary kind of assumptions that we've made culturally. And other cultures have very different views. I found, in Eastern Europe, for instance, there was a lot of what I would call cynicism about human behavior. They were skeptical that anybody could be heroic, that they could win, that they could overcome obstacles. They made a little joke out of it. They said, "You're calling these people heroes who think they can change the world and make everything right again. And we don't call them heroes, we call them fools. We call them idiots, because nobody can change the world. It's just, hey, a big shrug of what can you do?" And that's very deeply ingrained into some cultures. So I had to suspend a number of my Hollywood assumptions. Another one is, you want to make money. You want to open the arms of the story very wide so that it embraces a large section of the audience, or you aim it particularly at one portion of the audience: young males, young females, older males, older females. You look at sort of a demographic circle of possibilities and you aim for that. And in many cultures, because they're subsidized by their governments, they don't have to worry about that so much. So they can make films in Portugal, very small, very cheap films, but they make a lot of films in Portugal. And the government supports that because it's believed we need this for our cultural place in society. There need to be Portuguese films at the festivals. Our people need to see themselves. So there need to be Portuguese language films with Portuguese values. So as I moved around, I found a lot of respect for that. I had to salute that. And it's a big belief of mine too, in America, that we've condensed everything into the two coasts, and the middle part of the country is not covered. This is a big beef of mine.
I'm in Texas. I can speak to that.
Yeah, you're in Texas. I'm in coming from St. Louis area.
Originally from St. Louis, but I moved.
Yeah, that's great. We'll have to talk about what high school you went to, all that sort of thing. That's how we
Oh yeah.
Zero in. But that the Texas accent, the unique Texas native accent, is rarely do you ever hear that in the movies.
Unless you cast Matthew McConaughey, that's about it.
Yeah, a few, but you hear actors trying to sound Southern, generic Southern, and there are such wild, from county to county, there are differences. And my beef about St. Louis is, if they're representing St. Louis in a movie, they take stock footage or they send a crew and they shoot a picture of the landmarks, the arch or something that represent the airport or something that represents it. And you never see the unique brick architecture. You never hear the birds on the soundtracks. There's very unique, special bird sounds and insect sounds that you hear. I just looked at the old movie of To Kill a Mockingbird, and it's supposed to be set in the South, but they shot it on a hillside in Universal City in North Hollywood, and there aren't any crickets up there. And you know, if you went outside at night in the summer in the place where To Kill a Mockingbird is set, you would be deafened by the sound of the insects, you know, and it would be part of the air around you. So this is one of my things, is that in order to feel that you exist, you need to be represented. Your tribe, your ethnic group, your locality, all that needs to be represented. And if it isn't, there's something wrong, you know. You feel like you don't exist. So I'd like to see some kind of an initiative set up. I don't want to run it, that would be way over my head, but some initiative to make one film a year in each state of the union. You know, they probably do make a feature film in almost every state, but just to, you know, set that up as a festival or something, where you would get more of the local flavors.